So what else I've got to get her used to at this point is me going like this so I can change direction and practice that so she's not disturbed by that. Good girl. Drop. Let's see if we get a drop. Drop. I'm going to ask her to take off. What I want to do is test when we're moving if she's got an issue with me changing directions. She hasn't even figured out yet that I don't have control of anything here really at all. And whoa, I'm just merely putting my feet forwards. Good girl. Good job. Now I'm going to ask her to turn. No, I want to, whoop. Okay, I'm going to turn her in here. I want her to turn. I want her to disengage behind for me. And whoa, good job. And we'll disengage the other side, because what we do on one side we must follow through on the other. Turn. Come on. All the way around. Turn your butt. Whoop. And she's got a bit of weeping coming out of that eye I've just seen. Back. Walk on. And whoa. Now it's a bit harder than it looks. Walk on. So, whoa, good job. Just putting the head down nicely. Go over and flick over that way. Now the cowboys break them in with just one rope, but she wasn't taught that. And there's something gaining her attention over there. And ask her back. This little, good girl. Good girl. Just touching this, the slightest gets her to back up beautiful. So it's a really good little tool. She's realising and recognising. And whoa. And that's all good. Now it's getting off that's going to be, I think, the challenge, because usually when I'm hopping down, I'll have a grip of both reins ready in case something goes wrong. So what I want to make sure of when I'm getting down at this point is that I'm getting down on the side of the rope. So if I need to have control over that rope, I have that there. You don't want to be going on the opposite side, otherwise what would happen if I'm getting out on this side and I've got the rope that side, she could spin back over the top of you. So we'll see how we go. I'm just going to relax her. And beautiful, not an issue. So that was a nice little experiment for the beginning of the work we're doing today. What else I'm going to do, I'm going to try is, if she'll allow me to hop on from the other side while I'm doing it this way. We'll see if there's any drama. Good girl. She might have a little apprehension like she usually does. Good girl. And we'll actually, and again, I probably want to have it where I have it facing me, if I can even get on. Yeah, and this is maybe a test for me, because maybe I am better off with it on the other side. Because when I got on before, I had this hooked through two of them. Good girl. Good girl. And I'm not comfortable. See, and this is exactly what happens. So now I've got a situation. What do? I have to hope that she'll revert back to her initial training, which is when I get a pressure on her that she follows me. I was lucky then. That could have been pretty damn bad. We'll try again. Let's see if we can get on without drama. All I want her to do is stand nice and still. Good girl. Good girl. Good. And it's not actually her that's causing the problem right now. I'm actually having trouble getting up on this side because I feel weak on this side. So I don't know what the go is with me, but stretching up to here isn't really giving me what I need. So what I'm going to do is do it on this side because I've got the weak side on that side. We'll see how she goes with this. So I'm going to try holding her accountable on that side, and what I don't want to do is place pressure on her, and yeah, good. I don't want to place pressure on her that she's not used to either. Just a little, the slightest ever little touch, and also, oh, and drop, and drop. So really you should be able to have control of the beast underneath you, regardless of whether or not you have adequate equipment. Might get stuck in situations where something happens and your equipment is no longer as adequate as you thought it was. And whoa. And back. Back. Yeah. So I don't want to play too much with the chest backing, because as good as she is at it, she's had an injury there where she's crashed over a gate at a time and smashed her whole chest in there, so she is super sensitive on that area, which is why she responds very quickly if you even do the slightest touch there. So I'm going to ask her to turn for me, and again we're going to ignore and whoa, whoa. And she's not listening to that cue, so I'm going to turn her again. I'm going to ask her to go this side by neck reining. So I'm neck reining this way, and then I'm going to ask her to whoa and stand. And she's doing pretty darn good. What I will do this time, however, is I'm going to flick this over the top, and I'm going to hop off on the opposite side so she has that feeling and sense of me using this side. And are we ready? Here we go, and here we go. She's a little uncomfortable with that, but that's not bad. That's pretty good. And she's looking a little uncomfortable. She's like, what the heck are you doing on that side? Because we haven't been practicing with this gone, that side. So, Ellie? Ellie? Come on. Elephant. Come on. Oi. So what we'll do now is we'll pop the bridle on. Actually, I might take her over into the arena area, and we'll come in, and you can see she just listens. She understands perfectly what I'm asking, and we'll, good job. She's interested in getting out of here because these guys are out. So we're going to take her out of here, but I'm going to pop her into the arena section, and I'm going to put these guys into the round yard, so I'm having a fully open and usable area to ride in without little man coming in and damaging anything or causing an issue. And we're going to listen and stand. Good. And hold. Good. And the other thing I'm practicing with her too is if I'm in a situation where I need her to listen and turn, or I need to hold the halter, She has a bad habit with not liking you to lead by a halter. So we're going to practice, and you can see right here, if you want to come over and film this, might be useful for somebody. As good as she is and how good she listens and behaves, you try to lead her by the halter, she gets upset and she doesn't like it. So she'll try and you'll see. See this? So what I do is I bump with the flat of my hand whenever that happens, and then get her back to a good situation. What I'd like is for her to understand that if I hold on to that part of the halter, that means pressure. So that's another thing. This horse, probably the worst thing that there is about her is that, which isn't that bad, but it could be if you were out somewhere and you needed her to be led just by a rope over the noseband. Come on. So she's showing some weirdness right now. There's some kind of bothersomeness within her. Something over there's making her a little nervy. So I'm going to lock this and I'm going to leave her in here. Actually, I might put her over in the arena area where she can't get hooked on anything. She's got the saddle on. Oh. Come over here. And I don't like being on the ground with this girl. I'd much prefer to be on the ground with my other horse. Hold on. I'm getting tangled here. I'm facing the wrong way. So I'm going to pop her over here. So she's in an area where she's not going to get hooked on anything majorly. Might even just have a turn at tying her. I don't really like tying horses up at all, but sometimes you've got to teach them to tie. She's actually not too bad at being tied. Sometimes you can get away with her just doing a very, 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 very loose thing like this, and the second she tries to force away from it, she'll stop herself. So we'll see if that happens. It feels tight. It's not tight. It's very loose. So that looks like a tight tie, but it's actually not. So if she pulls back on this and doesn't stop, she could rip that whole thing out. And that would not be... Actually, you know what? What we'll do... Can you please hand me, there's a rope on the other side of there, big long rope on the other side of there hanging up. I don't want to risk things with a young horse, or any horse really, if they're not used to being tied. I have tied her at times for up to a couple of hours while I've been supervising, and she's been pretty good. And you can see there, she could get out of that easily. She wants to try and figure out what it is I'm doing. But I'm gonna leave her that so that there's a bit of slack there where it can't fall out. Actually, those guys can probably just stay where they're at. I won't worry about locking them. Actually, just keep an eye on her. Stay, Ellie. If she starts to carry on at all, you're just going to have to put that down and pull on that rope. Here, here. Get in. It's mostly him that needs to be covered over. Oh, did I bring a bridle over there? No, I didn't. Right. She's more likely to play up when she realises I've got a bridle here than any other time. So today's going to be about, she got that undone. And that could be a bad situation if she gets tangled somewhere. And she's just responded nicely with that. Come on. Stand. I'm going to put the bridle on her. Hopefully today she's going to be a little nicer than she has been recently. And release. Beautiful. Straight away. Drops her head for me. Lovely. Everything how I want. Not a problem at all. Good job. There are a lot of flies bothering us. I will take this one off. Just so we don't have drama there. Oh, you big yawn. Big yawns. Oh, that gives me a nice look at your mouth then. Okay. So a couple of things I want to do before I start. Make sure that these tyres are where they should be. In fact, one of those can go there. It's a little bit of something to play with. And now I'm going to get on the side. I couldn't get on before if I can, just so that I'm allowing myself to get there. And she's actually going to play up worse with the bit in. So that's something that is not what we want. And again, I don't think I can actually stretch it. Come on. Oh, someone's in a mood. Someone's in a mood. And here comes the wind. So she's fine with, nope, she's not fine with any side. I'm going to keep her moving around me till she stands. And once she's spent, yep, good, that's lovely. And stand, good. I'm going to have to work at my strength on my right side, because at the moment I'm stronger on getting on and off on my left side than I am on my, I think. Is it? Or am I getting on my, well, oh, I don't know. Anyway, soon find out what's the go. And have a look and make sure, see that we cannot get through there. There's a rope. I'm not going to go through there. Just going to ask her to listen nicely, and we're going to go round and through, round, through. Just going to walk on. Good job. That's great. And there'll be a dam over there soon, and once that dam is there, that's going to be an interesting thing because there'll be birds there, and ducks and things, which will make her a little bit more resilient when it comes to the sounds of birds flapping in water and stuff, which is what happens in the creek once in a blue moon. So I've got it going nice and forward right now, which is, oops, listening. We're going to go into a small trot, just a little trot. The problem is she wants to trot really quickly, and I'm wanting her to slow down. There, that's what I'm after. That's what I'm after. Nice, there we go. So you can probably see, well, when she hits this spot, she tries to go faster, and I'm saying slow down. We're slowing down. We're going to, whoa. She's a bit hypo today with the wind, very forward, and doesn't really feel as confident as she did yesterday. So she's a little nervy today. I'm actually more confident after yesterday, but she's not. So we're going to ask her to do some neck rein turning, and that's lovely. Beautiful. We're going to go in a diagonal. Straight up here. Change things up. Walk. I'm going to turn. Turn. We go nice and easy. Well, we're going to turn. There. We're going to turn, and you can probably see I'm leaning to my side also. Because what I want her to pick up is a cue that if I'm leaning to one side or another, be like a surfboard, that's when she's got to turn. And that's how you get your bodies into sync with one another. It takes a bit of time to learn. We learn that as they get a little bit more mature, a little older. And trot, nice and easy, slowly. Good, nice and slowly. Good. So I want her to do a nice walk, slow trot. Just want to make, whoop, she's tripping everywhere. Just want to make sure she's actually paying attention. She's quite interested in the creek bed area again. There's probably a sheep or something over there hanging around. It's probably maybe a roo, you wouldn't know. I just want her to relax her neck a little bit. See, her head's up high today. This is her not relaxed. Very looky, looky, looky. What can I see? What's happening? We're going to neck rein here. And she's checking out the bush and she's checking out the creek. Maybe what it is, she might not be checking it out out of fear. She might be wanting me to go over there because she went yesterday. I actually get the sense that's what the anticipation is. She's anticipating I'm going to take her out there. She doesn't want to be in here. So we're going to practice again our surfing skills. And that's really nice. I'm going to walk nice and slow. Good job. No, we're not done. Go up, round, round here, round here. Right, Slow down, dickhead. They just can't help themselves. I should really just stand out there and film them with their number plates and just send them all into the revenue raising associations and they can give them what for. I'm going to ask her to trot. We're going to keep trotting in this direction. And then we're going to do a figure 8. I'm going to turn back this way. She's a bit funny in the turns. She wants to stop. And part of that is just not practiced enough at this. We haven't done a lot of flat work, apart from just round yard work, but actual flat work, as in a bigger space with a bit more area. Haven't really used much of that at all. And whoa. And she's relaxing quite nicely here. So she really, I think, is wanting to explore out there and go beyond here. That's what this is all about. I don't think there's anything there that's scaring her per se. I think it's more of a, why can't we go out here? Why are we stuck in here? And whoa, and whoa. So that was a nice little canter, but a little slow at the stop. I'm going to push my butt in. I'm just going to stand for a minute and just, good important thing again, get them to stand still for a little bit, doing absolutely nothing. I didn't really handle that canter very well. I wouldn't mind trying and seeing how she goes on this side. Hup. And whoa. So she actually led off quite nicely from that one. It's me who's a little, oh, good girl, apprehensive about it all. We're going to turn here, the neck rein. So I'm going to get her to listen to her cues, and she's listening beautifully. Not as tight as I'd like her to do. We're going to turn here. And I'd like her to do a tighter turn without pulling. I think yesterday's little outro was a nice one for her to have a consideration of when are we getting out there. Just like us, they get bored. The same old, which is why I'm in here today instead of out there doing a few different things. Making our feet go, making ourselves think. Another thing that you can practice on is as you're walking, practice on a side move. So practice on a turn, but a whoop, and see that I dug too deep then and she responded with a trot. She thought I was asking for her to move forwards on a trot. I was actually asking her to move against that leg. If you leave the leg on her too long, she'll take off. She thinks it's time to go. This is why it's so important to know your horse and get it right. Now she's anticipating that I'm going to want to do something that I might not even be wanting to do. Walk, steady, whoa, whoa. So I'm not asking for a canter here, I'm just asking for a trot. Got a nice loose rein here. We are turning a little. And she's decided she's going to stop there. I'm going to ask her again, into a nice fast walk, slow trot. No, no, and this is not what I'm wanting. I'm wanting her to settle and slow down. So this is me giving her the wrong signal. I stood up for a second there, adjusting my seat. She's taken that as, you want me to go faster. I'm just really wanting her to walk along a decent pace. Not quite a trot, but fast walk or a very slow trot. These are things that you can only learn with patience and time. And I'll sink myself down there. Sink down. Yeah. I ask her to back, 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 back. Good job. Back. Good job. Walk on. So I just want her to really walk straight down the middle. Just walk really slow, like we're just having a really lazy walk, lazy Sunday walk. Loose rein. I'm going to give her her head. I will direct slightly with direction, but other than that, this is just to show that even though she's keen for things, she will listen. And I'm going to turn with the neck rein. She's looking over there. She's not paying that much attention to me. But I'm asking for a nice, slow walk with a loose rein. Whoa, whoa, walk. So we're going slow, slow. And as she's going, I'm just going to give her a pat, just to reassure that lower neck area is doing what it needs to be doing. I'm going to turn her again, the neck rein, over in this direction. She's not listening, so I get the slap gets a bit harder. Doesn't listen, the slap gets a bit harder. And we're walking. And we're going to change it right now. We're going to change it, and we're going to turn this direction. We're going to walk towards the direction she wants to go in, and then we're going to turn, follow the tyres, straight ahead. I'm going to ask her to go back down that direction just by tapping, and she doesn't want to listen, but she's listening. Very good. There's some motorbikes going past. It's not too bad. She's actually pretty good with things like motorbikes and traffic because she's around it a lot. We got bikers coming through here often. Good girl. And relax. And walk. And whoa. So I'm going to try and use my seat to stop. Whoa. Whoa. Sinking my butt as hard as I can, straight in the back of the seat. Then we're going to go relax. That's lovely. Now I'm going to shock the shit out of her. I'm going to go right up to the end and release her. So if she listens, that's where her release is going to come from, down this end. The other good thing about doing things like that are just suddenly happening is if you're getting on and off in a calm manner, in an area where things are happening, could be a vehicle coming, there could be sounds happening, anything could be happening, but you're able to get off. And I'm going to take the bridle off and just leave the saddle on and see what she does. See if she'll follow me or if she thinks she's free. All right, sister, come on. Come on. So she's realised she's got no bridle there. Take this one off. She's free for all intents and purposes up the top here. Oh. Ellie? So, whoop, turn, whoop. So I'm asking her to listen to me and she's going to go, no, well, I'm free now. So it just goes to show one piece of equipment on her means she's done. She says, well, where are we going to get this off? Well, turn. So she's probably realising right now that she can't go far. She might try and go under there, but she's not going to get that off on her own. So where you got to come to get that off? Come on. Come on. You want it off? Come on. Come over here. Who takes it off? You don't. You need me. Hey, when you're ready, you ready? Come on. Hey, you want that off? And it's a good way to get them to come to you when they don't have that control on their head, because they need the release of this saddle coming off. And it's a very handy training tool. If anything ever goes wrong and you don't have your reins anymore, your horse will automatically return to you to have the saddle removed so you can catch them. People don't think about this and they don't train their horse like it. And I'm even going to go so far as to push her to come and follow me if she wants this off. Come on. You got to be careful. If you overdo it, she'll lose interest. Come on. Want it off? And she's losing interest now, so I'm going to just move somewhere where she can see me. You want me to take it off? Come on. Let her figure it out. Ellie. Ellie. It's a good experiment. You want that off? Now what I'll do is I'll come up, top it, and then we'll see if she equates. Nope, she says, I'm going to try and figure out a way out of here first. Oh, I would bet my life on it. She thinks that she needs to go home to take this off. So that's probably what's happening, because usually we're out there and she has to go home to take that off. So she'll park somewhere where she thinks it's going to be close to get to home. Okay, Ellie, come here and I'll take it off now, I promise. I won't muck you about any further. Come in. Come in. Good girl. Good job. You did very well. You're doing very well. Yes, you are. I'm not going to muck you about. Here we go. She says, oh, thank you. Thank God for that. There we go. Now I'm going to leave her locked in here for a little bit because I've got to catch the other guys, bring them in. Actually, she can probably go out as long as that little one's not anywhere being a nuisance. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Over we go. Oh, look at you. And you've even got some sweat today. Got a little bit of sweat. I really don't have much strength today. I don't know what's going on with me. Yeah, okay, Elle. So what I'll do, I'll catch big girl. I'll catch those girls. All right, I'll be back, Ellie.